Good morning everyone. Welcome to the Working Trader, where we look at the Euro USD every day during the week and we make an analysis, coming up with trade ideas for the day. So we've come to the end of the week and we've had some good moves. So let's jump right in and see what's happening. So we'll start with the news as always. Look at Forex Factory. Today's a Friday. Well and truly there's no news really, because I think all of these, whilst they are red folder news events, they will not really have an impact on the time frames we look at. Okay, on the lower time frames maybe, but on the higher time frames, 1 hour, 4 hour, daily, we may not really see the impact of these news events. Okay, so but it's just good to be aware of them. All right, it's just good to be aware. So let's do a recap of yesterday. So yesterday, price. So on Wednesday, price mitigated this daily supply, ran over or took all the liquidity that was resting here, and the expectation after that, I was saying that we expect price to come down. Okay, we expect price to push down, which, as we can see, it did. Okay, so yesterday was a bearish day. Yesterday I was simply saying that the day's bias was bearish. So when we look at the 4 hour, the reason why we were thinking of bearish price action was because we had a choke. Okay, we had a choke bearish, and then of course we had a choke bullish. All right, price did push up in the London session, and then eventually we had this strong drop during New York. Okay, during New York session. So this was kind of the expectation. However, I'm still expecting price to drop all the way to at least mitigate this 4 hour supply. Okay, to at least mitigate that 4 hour supply. So the expectation is still that price will continue bearish for the time being. Okay, so this is our internal swing. Okay, or rather our sub internal swing. Internal range. This is our strong low. Okay, sub internal strong low, and this becomes our sub internal weak high. All right, weak high. So this is pretty much the range that we are working with at the moment. So the expectation is I expect to see price drop to mitigate this POI. All right, and then from there maybe price will then continue bullish afterwards. If price takes out this POI, then we still have this POI resting here, so this could be a turning point. All right, if these fail, then we still have POIs all the way up to the extreme. Okay, so there is still room for price to continue bullish from any of these POIs. All right, if indeed, or if of course this is the new strong high low that is being formed. Okay, at the moment we do not know. All right, so this could be a higher high. So remember, our swing is bullish. All right, and this has been the pullback, right, or the retracement. All right, so this could be the end of the retracement, and now price is ready to go bullish again. Okay, so this could be that high low that's being formed. We will only know once we break this high. Okay, once we break this high, then this becomes a confirmed strong higher low. Okay, so as it stands, on the internal range, all right, price is bearish, and then on the sub internal, okay, price is bullish. Okay, so anyway, so we were expecting price to drop. All right, we're expecting price to drop, and then on the 1 hour, this is what we had. We had I could call this a sweep, all right, because we then had a choke with a candle close, all right, which is more convincing. However, price continued upward, and then we've also had a bullish candle close, and then prices come down strongly, and then we've had another bullish bearish candle close right there. So the 1 hour is now bearish. Okay, 1 hour is now bearish. Now you had said that we're not expecting this POI to hold. Okay, this 1 hour POI to hold. We're expecting it to be run over, right? So as of now, we can see price has made a reaction from that POI. All right, price has made a reaction from that POI, but ultimately we are expecting it to be run over. Okay, because if you look at the 4 hour, all right, if you look at the 4 hour, if we look at the 4 hour, that POI is right here, right? This is where the POI is, right? So these are, we could call them spinning tops, right? That's where price is resting. There's no fractal structure here. It's just every candle week high breaking prior candle's week high. All right, so price has been, it's a straight leg, so to speak. So the expectation is that this leg will be run over. Okay, and then at least we mitigate this for our POI before we can look to see if price will continue bullish or if it will continue to drop. All right, so that was yesterday. So looking on to today, so we always start with the context. Okay, so daily swing is bullish. This is our swing range on the daily. Daily has been in a pullback. All right, this has been the pullback. Now we are in extreme discount. All right, we were expecting price to mitigate this extreme demand zone. It didn't, came very close, but this is extreme discount. So this could be the higher low that is now in place before price is ready now to go and take out this week daily swing high. Okay, now this high low or potential high low will only be confirmed into a strong low once we break this high. Okay, so once we break that internal high, then this becomes a confirmed strong internal low. And then what that means is we now have full alignment. Swing structure will be bullish, internal structure will be bullish. So now it will be higher odds that price will go on to take out the weak swing high. Okay. So as it stands, we are still mitigating this daily supply. So because it has already been tapped in once, twice, 3, 4 times, it's now highly likely that this daily supply has been used up. Okay, so price could continue all the way, and pushing deeper. All right, so we could expect a deeper penetration, or a deeper mitigation of this supply, because it has already had multiple touches. Okay, it already has had multiple touches. Price could also drop, okay, into this demand at the bottom here, this fractal demand, and then that could be the catalyst to then push price all the way to the top. All right, so right now price is within the supply, so we can expect a deeper mitigation of this supply. So looking at the 4-hour, we have this extreme unmitigated supply. Okay, so if price is to continue bearish, all right, if the internal range is to continue bearish, this is the last line of defense. Okay, if price reaches this, then that would be the area where price has to absolutely reverse if it is to continue bearish. Otherwise, if this fails, then all systems are go to the bullish side. So let's look here. So what we have is, so pretty much we had a choke, all right, and then we had another choke. So this makes this, okay, and so now we've had another choke bearish, right? We've had another choke bearish. Or rather, let me not add that one. Let me just use this one. So now we have another choke bearish, okay? And then we have this inside bar candle. So this would be my supply, and that's a big supply, right? And price is within that supply area, okay, that 4-hour supply. So expectation is we have a choke to facilitate an internal pullback, all right, to facilitate an internal pullback. So there's no zones, or there are no levels in the middle here, all right. So we can expect price to continue to drop all the way to this 4-hour demand that is nested within the daily demand. So looking at the 1-hour, what do we have? A clear POI. Alright, so starting with our structure, this was nothing, and then we had a break, although be it a shallow one. We could call it fractal. So we had a break over there, and then we've had another break to the downside. Right over there. So now this becomes our swing high, that's strong, and then this becomes our weak low. However, the only zone that's available was this one, which already has been taken out, okay, which already has been eliminated. Now when we look at the extremes, we don't have anything. We don't have anything to look at except we have this. Okay, we have this supply. So price could look to come back into this range, into this area. Okay, so price could look to come back into this area before continuing bearish. Okay, so this would be the idea for the day then. That means we could be looking for price to mitigate this. Now you could cover the highs. That's why that's 16 pips, and then you add a buffer. That will be 18, and then target lower. Okay, that's a possibility. All right, is it strong? The supply doesn't look that strong, and also given the fact that we do have, of course, this 4-hour supply at the extreme. Okay, it's likely price could continue to mitigate this one before it actually comes back down to there. All right, so let's see if we have a POI that we can rely on, that we can look at. That's in them. Okay, so at extreme there's nothing, and then the only POI that's available is this one. Okay, so this is okay, so this is our extreme POI that is available to trade from. Okay, so you could try this too. So you could have a limit here, or you could wait to see a reaction, and then if this one fails, then you wait for this one. Okay, so those are the two possibilities for today. Yes, overall we are bullish, but I am still expecting some kind of bearish reaction to continue. So because of that, these will be the two POIs that I'll be looking at for shorts. All right, so that's it for today, and that's it for this week. So if you're liking this daily analysis of the Euro USD, please leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. So working trader out. Have a good day and a good weekend.